Hey bud, Kale here. Just thought I'd run through a few things that I picked up on the footage that Glenn sent me, and also things that I noticed while we were working at Ants. So I know the waves weren't great while we were there, but I definitely think there's a few things we can work on. I'm going to use this clip that Glenn sent me as the example. So we've talked about the two shapes, so whether it be the T-shape cutback, or also known as the backhand bottom turn, or the forehand bottom turn, which is the backhand cutback. One thing I've noticed in your clips, and I saw it at Ants as well, is the really large emphasis on the bottom turn, which leaves you with a somewhat smaller cutback or re-entry maneuver. So I'm just going to scroll through here. So what I'd love for you to see, an opportunity. There's room for improvement here. The way that our sport works is that the money in our scores and in appearance comes from turning out here rather than the bottom turn. So I'd like to make this bottom turn more of a driving maneuver, which will mean that when you get out to here, you're doing a more dynamic maneuver on the face, and in turn getting a bigger score. So through here, it's pretty good. What I'd like to see you do is use your backhand bottom turn to get you to here with speed. So right now it's quite dynamic off the bottom and ends like a cutback. I'd like to see at this point have your eyes looking up here into the lip line, your chest rotated a little bit further around towards the nose of your board. I'd like these legs a little bit more compressed, a little bit more bent, and I'd like you to sit in that position and hold it all the way up until about here. So you see here, your eyes are looking down around here somewhere, when I'd love to have them up here, which is where the money in your score is going to come from. So I know this is a really full wave, but I feel like there was definitely an opportunity for you to do a major maneuver here rather than the emphasis there. So for that to work, going to need to go through those points, and we see it here again. So dynamic bottom turn, which doesn't really set you up for a major cutback or wrapping maneuver there. So once again, I just see the intent from your eyes out here. Like to see that front leg bent a bit more. Arms out in the T, and a slight bit more rotation of your chest to point more towards your nose. So turning your head will help that. Once you get into that T-shaped position, I want you to hold and use it as a driving maneuver, so you reach this point at maximal speed rather than having decelerated from here to here. It's just something that you can work on. It's definitely suited to a wave like Posso's and Torquay Point, where there's not a whole lot of power out on the shoulder. So once you are out on the shoulder, you want to be carrying as much speed as possible. But it was great to work with you. Interested to hear how this goes. Have a play around. It may not feel right, but I definitely feel like there's a bit of room for you to make some adjustments and in turn increase performance. Thanks, Al. Thanks, bud. Sorry. I'll speak to you soon.